How's it going, guys? Welcome back to S3M2 Football and welcome to our first video of 2025. It's a bumper match taking place later this week on the 3rd of January in the Italian Super Cup. Now, it's hosted at a neutral venue, but for this fixture, please join me as I talk just a little bit about Juventus versus AC Milan. We start off our team analysis here with the team that is registered as the home side, being Juventus. Now, the last 5 fixtures for the Bianconeri have ended in 3 wins and 2 draws. In these last 5, Juve have scored 12 goals and conceded 5 goals. And their last result was a 2-2 draw at home in the Serie A against Fiorentina. The first player I'd like to talk about for Juventus is probably the man we're expecting to get some goals in Serbian centre forward Dusan Vlahovic. It is 12 goals and 2 assists in 22 appearances for the Serbian target man. In Dusan Vlahovic, I think Juventus have a true number 9, a real centre forward kind of player who is very, very direct. Vlahovic wastes no time in getting through as close to the opposition goal as he possibly can, and he is a very lethal finisher. In terms of creativity, I think for Juventus, we can talk a little bit about Portuguese right winger Francisco Conceição. In 19 appearances, he has 3 goals and 5 assists, and I think this will be a very big match for him for reasons both on and off the pitch. But on the field, Conceição gives Juventus a lot of speed and creativity out wide, and he's the kind of player who really enjoys being in 1v1 situations. He's either going to beat the opposition defender, go out wide and deliver in a cross, or he's going to cut in and try to take a shot on goal himself. Defensively for Juve, I want to talk just a little bit about Italian centre-back Federico Gatti. In 22 appearances, he has just 1 goal, but I think with Gatti, we can find a player who has a lot of strength and determination in the heart of Juve's defense, but he's also very intelligent. His determination for me is what makes him stand out from everybody else. A lot of the time you will see Gatti making those attacking runs, getting into the opposition box to try and apply pressure and get a goal. In terms of tactics for Juventus, I think Thiago Motta is going to set his team up to be able to play both possession style and counter-attacking football. We'll see Juve probably line up in a 4-2-3-1 formation. And I think even though a player like Bremer is out in the heart of their defense, they have enough players who can come in and just sort of compensate for that loss. Thiago Motta has changed quite a bit of things at Juventus though. Defensively, he's looked to employ a double pivot in midfield with Locatelli and Kefrem Turam to cover the defense as deep line playmakers. Offensively, Juve looked to use Dusan Vlahovic as a target man, while players like Conceição and Mbangula provide pace and creativity, stretching the opposition out wide and then creating holes in the center of the pitch for central players like Locatelli, Turam, Gatti, and of course Vlahovic to then take advantage of. Okay, on to the away team. Now, the away team here is, of course, AC Milan, and the last 5 matches for the Rossoneri have ended in 2 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss. In those last 5, the Rossoneri have scored 5 goals, but they've conceded 4 goals, so they're cutting it very, very close. Milan's last match was a 1-1 draw at home in the Serie A against AS Roma. The first player I've got to talk about for AC Milan is, surprisingly, their top scorer this season, Dutch central midfielder Tijani Reinders, who has 9 goals and 3 assists in 23 appearances. For me, Reinders as a Dutch midfielder, of course, is going to bring a lot of creativity to this team centrally with his passing range and accuracy, but he's shown a lot of ambition in terms of getting forward. Milan have struggled to get goals and they've needed their midfielders to step up, and that's exactly what Reinders has done. He's shown that not only can he pick a pass, but he's very, very efficient at getting on the end of them as well. Out wide for Milan, I'd like to talk just a little bit about United States right winger Christian Pulisic, who in 20 appearances has 8 goals and 6 assists. For me, Pulisic is a very, very intelligent player, and we can see that based on how many different positions he can play in. He's very smart, he's very quick, he's very direct, and for me, he's the kind of player who just tries to create something whenever he has the ball. either going out wide to deliver in a cross, playing more centrally to get the final ball, or looking to take shots on his own so that he can get his team a goal ahead. And finally, I want to talk about French left-back Theo Hernandez. In 20 appearances, Theo Hernandez has 2 goals and 2 assists. But for me, what I really enjoy watching with Theo Hernandez is the amount of stamina this player has. You will see him making those overlapping runs on the left wing, just looking to give his team more width out wide, but he can also track back when his defensive duties are required as well. Tactically, I'm expecting to see some changes at AC Milan in the coming weeks. They've sacked coach Paulo Fonseca and they've replaced him with former Porto coach Sergio Conceição. Milan have enjoyed playing in a specific formation, and thankfully Conceição seems to favor that formation as well, which is the 4-2-3-1. I think a big change we'll see with Milan is now there'll be a team that is just dedicated to playing on the counter-attack every single time. They are missing some very important players though, players like Rafael Leao, Chukwueze, Musa, Loftus-Cheek. AC Milan have a lot of variety out wide and up front, with other players like Alvaro Morata, Tammy Abraham and Luka Jovic looking to come off the bench or get a spot in the starting 11 as soon as possible. But they also have players in midfield like Alexis Salamakers who can come off the bench and just give them loads of creativity if it's required. Okay, on to the head-to-head in the S3M2 Verdict. Now, the last 5 fixtures between Juventus and AC Milan have ended in 1 win for Juve, 2 wins for Milan, and then 2 draws separating the 2 teams. So we can see already it does kind of look better for AC Milan. In those last 5, Juve have actually scored just 1 goal, while AC Milan have scored 3. So there too, it does look like Milan look a bit better, but my goodness, defensively these teams look very, very good, or perhaps offensively they just look a little bit dry. The draws have been coming a bit too frequently for both of these teams. Obviously, with both of them coming into this match on the back of draws means they have work to do, but I think for Juve at least it looks a bit better with them getting far more goals than AC Milan. For Milan, I think that's probably why Fonseca was told to leave, because this team is getting goals, yes, but they're conceding just as many, and right now it's far too inconsistent for the Rossoneri. For Juventus, somehow their forwards are all off form. Both Vlahovic and Conceição have not scored in their last 2 games, so they'll be looking to hit the back of the net or provide an assist for somebody else or one another so that they can get 2025 started off very, very well. I think for Conceição in particular, this is a very important match because while he's playing for Juventus, his rivals on the day in AC Milan will be coached by his dad. So I think there's a little bit of a personal subplot developing here as well. And I'm very, very excited to see how the two actually interact with one another both before the match and after the match. Of course, Sergio is going to want his team to win, but do you really want to see your son have a bad game? I think AC Milan are already under quite a bit of pressure as it is. While Juve's forwards are just misfiring, Milan have had forwards who have had problems in the dressing room, problems with injury, and then problems with form. In particular, Christian Pulisic and Rafael Leao. While both are a doubt for this match, I do think Pulisic will recover in time, but I think Leao is not going to make it. I think for all of his phenomenal talent, he is a little injury prone for me. I think though, for Sergio Conceição, the pressing issue at AC Milan is their defensive fragility. This team is not getting goals up front and they're conceding too many at the back. For Juventus, while they're perhaps not getting as many goals as they should be, they're keeping it very solid. Thiago Motta's got his team to a point where they're really, really difficult to break down, whereas AC Milan look very, very fragile. And I think Conceição is going to focus on that first before he focuses on anything else. My score prediction for this one is actually going to be Juventus 1, AC Milan 2. I think despite all of their struggles and despite Juve looking very, very good coming into this match, I think Milan will find a way here. I really do think that this counter-attacking strategy that Milan have and the players that they have at their disposal can really be used to great effect to damage a team like Juventus, particularly considering that at Juventus the idea is to be defensively solid and get a goal if you can. And I think if AC Milan can penetrate Juve once, and then just allow Juve to have the ball, they can see the match through. And I think that's exactly going to be what Sergio Conceição is telling his players to do. Allow Juve to have the ball and hit them very, very quickly whenever you have an opportunity to do so.
Hi, thank you for making it to the end of this video. We really appreciate the watch time and the fact that you took some time out of your day to spend it with us talking about the sport that we all love. If you enjoyed the content, why not, drop a like down below or comment in the comment section. Maybe even consider subscribing to the channel. And I mean, while you are here right now, have a look at some of our old videos too. They should be appearing on the screen right now, along with that subscribe button. So you know exactly what to do. Thank you so much. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And have a great day out there. And we hope to see you again very, very soon. Thanks. Stay safe.